Well, hi again, everybody. The John Tyler Lions go on the road this week, and it is a first-place battle in the district. The Lions against the Lions. JT against Ennis coming up this Friday night at 7:30 in Ennis. I'm Bill Coates with Coach Rickland Holmes as we continue on with Coach's Corner. We're kind of past the midway point of the season, and we're approaching the midway point of district play. The Lions coming off a 26-24 win over the Lufkin Panthers this past Friday night at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. Luis Duran kicks a 39-yard field goal with 7 seconds left to give the Lions the win. So, Coach, just like you planned it all along, right?
Yeah, you would like to say that's how we planned it, but that's how it ended. So
yeah,
we're happy about that win. I think it was a very emotional, very complete game for the football team, offense, defense, and special teams came up big for us.
Yeah, that last drive. I know people have a lot of questions about that. You're down after Bendy scores. You're down 2. You got a choice. You can either go for 2, or you can kick an extra point, which you did, and be down 1 at that point. You go for 2 and you make it, you tie it. If you don't, you're still down 2. Anyway, you got all that math working there. That's what it's like to be a head football coach. Yeah. Talk about, why you made the decisions you made going down the stretch.
Well, going after that touchdown, you see the point differential there. So if you go for 2, you tie it up. But if you miss it, now you're kicking a field goal to tie the game. So looking at the way our defense had been playing all night, I put a little bit more pressure on them, letting them know, hey, we're going to get this point, knowing that we're going to put some pressure on you to stop them and give our offense a chance to go win it for us, whether it was a field goal or whether it's a touchdown. So that was the decision that I made at that time, and it ended up working out pretty well.
Yeah, because the defense was playing pretty good football.
They were playing real well last Friday. So, I didn't really feel the need to have to go for that 2 to win that game.
But that is that's what it's like to be a head football coach, having to make those kinds of decisions. They can either work or sometimes they don't, right?
And sometimes they don't. In this case right here, it worked. So I look smarter than most people think that I am. So.
Well, when you were training to become a head football coach, who talked to you about the mindset of being able to live with the good ones and the bad ones? Because not all, if you're a head coach long enough, they're going to all work out. So who talked to you about, how to live with that, making those decisions?
I had some long conversations, one with Coach Rush, the one that the previous coach, and then Coach Allen Wilson and John King.
Yeah.
Those three right there. Yeah, those 3 right there gave me some very strong point of advice, letting me know that, I got to make decisions that have to be in the best interest of the team and not worry about what people may say or not say, depending on the outcome of that decision.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and it is. I've always believed that's what makes sports, live sporting events, and especially coaching, different. In that, most people make a decision during the course of their working day that maybe only they and their boss know about. But in your case, you're making a decision that you and about 8,000 of your closest friends also know about, right?
Most definitely. And believe me, everybody's paying attention.
Yeah.
And they're very judgmental. But I know that comes with the territory. That comes with being the head coach of John Tyler football.
All right, so the final drive. I mean, you get your defense gets you the ball back, which is exactly what you ask them to do. With about how much time left? I'm trying to remember when you got the ball back.
Somewhere between 3 and 2 minutes, somewhere between that time.
So plenty of time.
Yeah,
given the way
almost
things
a 2-minute drill that we practice every week on Thursday.
And I'm sure we'll see the field goal coming up here in a bit because we got some great video. But and then we'll get right to it. But just talk about that final sequence, how it went down to get to Duran's field goal to win.
Well, first of all, it didn't start out very good. It started out with a penalty call, and then it started out with a bad snap that Gio fell on deep in their territory on the other side of the 50.
So it's second and long, then.
Yes. So it didn't quite start out the way we had wanted it to, but we got back, settled down, made some key plays, passing the ball and running the ball, and put ourselves in a position to win the game with Luis Duran.
So I know we've talked about this. You have a ton of confidence in that kid. So he comes down to it. You send him out there. Lufkin calls timeout to ice him, right?
Yeah.
You even called a timeout to settle him down, right? So he waited through, is it 2 timeouts?
No, they called 2 timeouts.
They called 2 timeouts, okay. And so what's he doing during this whole time?
He's out there in the middle of the field going through his kicks, not fazed by anything that's going on. He just knew that, you know, he has one job and he know he pretty good at it.
That would scare the heck out of me. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, considering I don't know how to kick, you know.
Well, it's good to have one of those. You know, the kicker, that's an sometimes overlooked part of the game, unless you really need one, and that kid has played really well for you.
And I tell Luis, we call him Sambo, I tell him all the time, I say, you can be the most loved or you can be the most hated in less than 3 seconds.
Well, and so he kicks the 39-yard field goal and you win the ball game.
Most definitely, and that's what we got him for. That's what we practice special teams week in and week out for, is to make sure that we are able to do stuff like that at any given time, because it has to start with the snap, it has to end with the kick, but in between the snap and the kick, we got to block.
So when it comes down to it, the Lions win it 26-24, big win over the Lufkin Panthers. So let's roll the tape, because we've got about 16 minutes worth of video from that exciting game. Wasn't a terribly high-scoring game on Friday night, but a lot of big plays on both sides of the ball between two old rivals, and you're on defense.
This is a special teams play. A block punt by Bryson Gibson, and Pierre Leonard recovers the block punt.
Boy, Pierre Leonard and Bryson Gibson, those two guys, you talk about making plays, both of those guys.
They're always around the ball somewhere.
I talked to Pierre last week on our radio pregame interview, Chicago.
Yeah,
talked to him why they call him. Why do you call him Chicago?
Because he's from Chicago. He came to us last year in the spring as a sophomore, and he did not get to play his sophomore year on varsity because of the UIL rules.
He is last week against Lindale, he was one of the players of the week. Here's the block punt again.
Yes, he was.
Blocked 2 punts, had 2 tackles for losses, made a bunch of tackles, even caught a pass for you.
Almost definitely. He's a playmaker. This right here is our first 22-yard field goal by Luis Lazalde, not Duran. Luis Lazalde. Duran had to sit out the first quarter of the game for some rules and violations as far as the team conduct go. So we had to start out the game with our other good kicker.
Is he going to be the kicker next year?
No, because he's actually a senior too.
Is he a senior too?
Yes.
But he got an opportunity kicker. All right. So
most definitely.
Here's Jeremy, right?
Yes, this is a good first down run by Jeremy Wilson. I think he ended the night on 14 carries for 97 yards. So he had a very productive night, not just on the ground, but in the air too, because he caught 10 catches for 79 yards.
All right, moving on up the field.
It's going to be a design run for Gio.
So that's not a zone read, that's a design run, call run?
Yeah, design run. It's one of those where they tell them to actually pull it and go. Because you can tell right there, there was no mesh point right there. He was just basically step up, look like I'm handing it off, and go. The next play right here is going to be a first down pass to Big Bendy, Rodney Bendy, North Texas commit.
What ways has he improved? I remember last year, Rodney has made some big plays for you, but he also had a few drops. I mean, is that where he's made his most improvement this year?
He's more of a hands catcher this year. Along with that, his route running ability, because he's so tall, he has to get in and out his cuts a little different than, the shorter guys would.
And he's not a tremendous speed guy, but gosh, what a target. I mean,
he's a huge target now. He's a huge target. And he's easy to find, best believe that.
6'5". All right, here you go again. You're across midfield.
It's going to be a first down pass to Tommy Dyer, a senior. He's been playing exceptionally well for us at the outside receiver this year. He's a kid that played on JV last year, and he's been through the ranks, and now he's earned his way to playing and starting on Fridays.
Yeah. Yeah, people ask you where'd he come from, right?
Yeah, well, that's the JV team is the farm league for John Tyler High School, so you're gonna see a lot of guys that'll be coming from the JV team playing on varsity. This is another 37-yard field goal by Luis Lazalde. He nails that. Just so happen we got 2 good kickers.
How'd you wind up with two good kickers? Good soccer program.
Got a good soccer program. Thank you, Coach Howard Story.
Who's going to be your kicker next year, by the way?
We have two that we're looking at right now. This is going to be a pass breakup by Jordan Owens, one of the free safety, strong safety.
Now, Jordan's another one of those kids who's a senior, played
on JV last year as a junior.
right?
Yeah.
Had 2 picks. Did he have 2 picks against Lindale?
Yes, he did.
Believe-
So,
That was last week, the Lindale game, and here's a great play against Lufkin.
yeah.
Here's the end zone view of it.
Yeah, we got two that we're looking at for kicker. One is named Devin Salazar.
Okay.
He's a sophomore this year,
All right.
and he's kicking for the JV team.
Now
It's
you're
gonna-
back on offense.
Gonna be a first down run by Gio.
Huge hole.
Yeah.
How'd that happen? Good
blocking.
offensive line work.
Good old offensive line work.
I mean, I could have I could have picked up a yard or two
I think
there.
you could have too.
Not much, but maybe a yard. Okay, they would have
That
closed.
hole
That
was big enough for you to go through and get some yardage out of that.
There you
Have
go.
a little pass play right there. I believe that was to Bendy. Oh no, this right here is to Gross, down across the middle of the field.
Okay. Dontavian Gross.
Yeah, he's having a very productive year this year, just like he did last year as a sophomore, but now he's a junior.
Are the recruiters on Dundon yet?
Yes, they are. You know, they're talking to him. They're sending him letters and they're letting him know that
They know who he is, right?
they know who he is.
There's Jeremy.
Great run right here by Jeremy Wilson to get us in first down position and move the chains.
Nice lead block there by the guard.
Yes,
too.
it was. You know, offensive play wasn't the best, but it was very solid, and I think it was solid enough for us to get the job done and do what we need to do.
Turns the corner outside going. Is this Jeremy on the jet sweep or is that
Yeah, that was
somebody
Jeremy
else?
on the jet sweep right there.
All right.
It's going to be a pass play to Jeremy right here. Kind of a little screen play. Where he gets some tough yardage, break a couple of tackles.
Into Lufkin territory.
Yeah.
See it again, right?
Man, see this again on the tight view. When they go to the end zone cop, it's going to be a kickoff to us, kickoff return to us. You know, everybody's still in training on the video right now, so you got to get all these clips lined up and put together. But on this next play, it's going to be a great run by Jeremy Wilson, right up the gut.
Which is what makes him so valuable. He can go outside, but he's not afraid to do that, right?
Oh, most definitely.
Stick his nose right in the pile.
Yeah. Then on the end zone view, it's going to be a pass to Bendy. And he works upfield and shows his little speed there. Because on the tight and the wide, that's the other view to it.
And you play him on defense too.
Oh, yeah, he plays defensive end. He's very productive over there, too. This next play is a pass to Bendy that if we had instant replay, it would have been a touchdown. But since we don't have instant replay and we got to depend on human beings to make this call, we didn't get that touchdown.
Oh, they called him out of the back
They
of the
called
end
him out of
zone.
bounds.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's tough.
Yeah. Kind of make you want to have instant replay in high school football.
Wish we could, right? Wow. Great catch either way, right?
Great catch. Great catch.
And the kid's coverage for Lufkin wasn't bad either.
No, it
was
wasn't bad. That's just a great play by Bendy.
Yeah, I mean, that was good coverage. You just made a heck of a play.
Yeah. And then this right here is going to be Luis. First field goal for 42 yards. Luis Duran.
So he set out the first half then, right?
First quarter.
First quarter, okay.
Now he's back in the game. And he's showing his leg off, letting you know he's still warmed up and ready to go. You know, when you had a kicker like him, you know, 40.
That looked like that would have been good for
Yeah.
52. Much
40 and 30-yard field goals like chip shots for him.
And credit to the snapper, Nick Cain's the holder. Who's your deep snapper?
Decorian Blaylock.
All right.
He's a sophomore. This is going to be a tackle for a loss by Shundrick Williams, a sophomore linebacker.
Who had a pick six in the Lindale game last week, too.
Great play right here, filling up the hole.
Is Shawdrick starting for you now?
Yes, he's
Okay.
been starting the whole year.
Okay.
It's going to be a pass breakup right here by DeAndre Williams. Great coverage by him, making a play on the ball, making sure this guy don't catch it. You know, Lufkin has really two good receivers, number 10 and number 2, which everybody knows about Kiki, number 2, but number 10 is also good too.
Terry Mark, I believe, is his name, isn't it? Something like that. Yeah. Lufkin always has skilled people.
Oh, yeah.
They had that Des Bryant guy.
Yeah, they had him. So, and everybody know how good he is.
Yeah, they've had some players come through there.
Yeah, a lot of good players come through
Yeah,
there. I
yeah.
know Javorsky Lane came from there.
Reggie McNeil's one of the best high
Reggie
school football
McNeil,
players I've ever
you
seen.
know,
Lufkin. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
pretty dangerous guys come through there.
which is what's made this rivalry so good. So many great players, both schools over the years, huh? Here's
Great
Jeremy
run
again,
right
right?
here by Jeremy.
And what makes this special? I mean, a lot of backs could have gotten 8 yards out of it.
But he makes them one-cut moves
Yeah.
and he works upfield.
He
you
made
know.
a 20-yard when
Yeah. I mean, when he makes cuts, he always works upfield.
See-
You see every last one of those cuts, he makes it and he goes upfield.
Most backs with the linebacker would have gotten a nice little 8-yard run. Instead, he cuts outside and gets 20.
Yeah.
That's special. Yeah.
Little pass, swing pass play right here to Dontavian Gross. I thought he was going to break all those
Yeah.
tackles and get to the end zone. Good blocking right there. Good cut block by the receiver. Just using his athletic ability.
First and goal. Here's the play again.
Then this next one going to be a touchdown run by Gio, where he just kind of walks in the end zone.
Nice.
Big pass catch on the next one after this one. End zone view.
I still say people don't appreciate his running ability
Yeah.
enough.
He's faster than you think.
He's not flashy. He just gains ground, doesn't he?
That's it.
Here we go.
Big pass play right here to Bendy. Shows that extra effort to get a little bit more yards than he probably should have.
Now, is this the final drive? No, it's not, is it?
No, it's not the final drive yet. This is going to be a end zone view of watching him catch that. And you see, breaks one half tackle, 2 tackles. This was not a design run, but Gio, after scrambling, decided to go and take it and get us the first down out of this. Oh, he got close to the first down. But that just shows his mobility in the pocket and able to elude people and make positive yardage out of negative.
But last year, I mean, he would have been less he more this year has been more patient,
A lot more patient.
and he tries to throw it first before he does the running thing.
He's getting a lot more patient and a lot more comfortable back there. That's
Yeah.
mainly because of the line play. The line play has gotten so much better than it has been over previous years that, you know, he has a little bit more confidence in what they're doing up there.
There's another tough run. That's what we're talking about Jeremy, not afraid to take the ball off tackle.
And on the end zone view, you're going to see Gio take off. It's going to be a swing pass play to Jeremy.
You say he caught 10 balls this game?
Yep,
That's got to be his high water mark for the year for pass
I
reception.
think it is. He's a very productive guy. On the tight view, you're going to see a run by him. Kind of hit it up in there tight. Get some tough yardage for us. And this is going to be the touchdown pass play to Bendy.
That was nice. Getting pretty good coverage, too, there
Yeah.
by Lufkin.
Yeah, it's kind of like my Jimmy better than your Joe.
Yeah. Ain't X's and O's, it's Jimmy's and Joe's.
Jimmy's and
right?
Joe's sometimes. It's going to be a little swing pass to Wilson on the tight view.
Now, is this the final drive?
We're getting close to the final
Yeah,
drive.
okay.
It's the first down run by Gio on the final drive. But on the end zone copy, you're going to see the bad snap that we had that put us in this position that we're in right now.
Okay. Okay, here's that end zone. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, went to the right shoulder, over the head. It's going to be a first down play to Gross, pass play. Across the middle. Keep the drive going.
Caught the ball, went
Yeah.
to his knee, but
Caught
he
the
got
ball,
the
went
first
to
down.
his knee. It's going to be a run by Gio. This is the one, the tight view of him taking off on the final drive. Next play going to be a big first down catch by Bendy. You know, a little swing pass right here, shows his moves, breaks a couple of tackles.
Again,
Keep
you're
that
down
chain
1 point
moving.
at this point, too.
Yeah. Keep the chains moving. Good tough run by Bendy. On the tight view, you're going to see the pass play to Wilson. I mean, Gross. I'm sorry, Gross. It's going to be a swing pass to Kane.
Keeping on with the final drive here. Ball's down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
So you're starting to get in field goal range now.
Yeah, we're getting in field goal range now.
I mean, you want more, but you're starting to get in field goal range. Great play to keep that alive, too.
Keep
on
it
his
alive
part.
right there. Great catch. That was a pass play right there to Kane. Keep the ball moving.
And of course, we don't have the Nat sound, but the fans are going crazy at this point,
everybody's
right?
going crazy at this point right now.
Which is what fans are supposed to do. It's an exciting game.
This was the one play I gave them, and they called freeze, and you know the defensive line jumps. So it was really a free play for the offense then.
All right, here we go. Blaylock to Kane to Duran. Kick is up and good. Everybody's fired up. I'm sure we'll see it again. This is a tighter view, not quite as clear.
I wonder what happened with the tight view camera. It got kind of foggy on us towards the end of the
Probably the
game.
windows probably
Yeah.
fogged up a little bit here. But I bet we'll see the end zone. Yeah, here we go. That's right down the middle.
Right down the pipe, just the way you practice it.
Just like you drew it up.
Just like we drew it up, and then everybody goes crazy.
Well, again, your confidence level in that young man has to be pretty high right now.
It's just as high as it was at the beginning of the year, because
Yeah.
you know he had a fantastic year as a senior. I mean, as a junior last year.
Yeah.
Kicking it, so you know how much better he was going to get as a senior. Just his composure, his ability to focus on what he needs to do at any given time.
Ennis is a new member of the district, and this is a first-place game on Friday night.
2 3-0 teams in our district.
Yeah.
16-5A, the new District of Doom now.
Yeah. You think so?
I think it is. We got some really good teams in this district. You know, us, White House, Ennis, Lufkin, the way Nacogdoches has their
Right.
team rolling. Jacksonville started out hot this year. So, you know, you're looking at those teams right there, man. It gets pretty nasty around here.
What does Ennis run? Describe what because they're not doing what everybody else is doing.
They are a throwback of the old John Tyler.
Yeah.
You know, they line it up, they come out the huddle, and they pretty much, hey, this is what we're going to run,
Yeah.
and I want you to stop it.
Is it a wing tee type thing?
They do run a wing tee, power eye type of deal.
Yeah.
They run with a 1 tight end, a 2 tight end set,
Yeah.
a wing set, but they line up really close to the ball.
Yeah.
And as soon as they break the huddle, they line up and they go.
So they're trying to go fast, which is the style now,
Yes.
right? But they're just not throwing it all over the lot. They're doing it out of a running game.
doing
Is
it out of a
quarterback
running
in the
game.
shotgun or under center?
Under center most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time he is under center.
That's what you played when you were in high school,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I say this.
That's
it's
what
a-
Alan Wilson's offense is.
I say this is a throwback John Tyler offense, and it's something that's going to be hard to get prepared for because we're not used to playing that type of offense. We play some kind of somewhat similar against Plano and some against Longview.
Yeah.
But it's the way that they run it, the different sets that they run it out of, it would make it difficult to stop.
They're coming off a win at White House this week, which is no easy task, and they did that. So you just made the point. I mean, there once upon a time, preparing for the spread offenses was difficult, but now since everybody's running it, now these old throwback offenses, hard to simulate that in practice. Isn't it?
Very hard to simulate in practice. That's one of the things we want to focus on this week is making sure that, our scout team gives us the best look possible to get ready for this offense and their defense.
So what do they do? Give me some idea. Give them specifically who do they have and what do they do?
Well, I think everybody knows about the defensive end that they have. His name is James Lockhart, I believe, number 9. He's been recruited by everybody across the country. And I think he's committed to Texas A&M right now. Very dominant force on the defense side of the ball. They have a solid secondary, not very athletic, but they don't make a lot of mistakes. On the offensive side of the ball, they have a big offensive line, 2 really good tight ends. One of them is the Lockhart kid. Their running game is very strong and they run downhill. Don't make a lot of mistakes, and they eat the clock up a lot. So that's one thing that we got to make sure we do is we get them off the field as quickly as possible.
What's ironic about all this, Sam Harrell, Graham Harrell's dad was a coach there for years, and they were one of the original spread high school football teams in Texas.
It is the total different opposite end of the spectrum.
And they won 3 state championships doing that. Then they bring Jack Alvarez in. It's total 360-degree deal, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, they went from this end of the spectrum all the way to the other end of the spectrum. And they're really good at it. The system that Jack has going down there is very productive, and it puts their team in a position to win a lot of football games.
So talk about the challenge of getting this done. You're on the road this week after a big home win. This is a heck of a challenge.
Well, the good thing about being on the road this week is we played there before.
Yeah.
If y'all remember in 2012, we played Frisco Centennial and we won that game. So hopefully we get the same feeling at the end of this Friday like we did that year.
What are your impressions of the district through three ball games so far? You played
pretty much went the way as far as them being undefeated, us having a tough game against Lufkin, tough game against White House. Just knowing that our district is very, very solid from top to bottom. The 4 teams that make it out of our district and go to the playoffs, we're gonna make some noise.
District of Doom, huh?
Oh yeah, most definitely. 16 5A is on the rise, and a lot of people are starting to pay a lot of attention to us week in and week out now, especially in the polls and the ratings right now.
Last minute that we have, in what way are you maybe that you've made the most improvements from game 1 to now? What area?
Probably defense. Defense and special teams, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, everybody always know how productive our offense is.
Right.
And they know that they're going to be able to score points and, excite the fans and all that good stuff. But on the defensive side and special teams, I think that has been the biggest key to our success this year.
Yeah, and you've made a special teams play every week this year, haven't you?
Yeah, and that has to do with Coach Elder. Talked to a guy in my brother's neighborhood 2 weeks ago, and he said, man, I don't know what y'all done with those special teams, but I like the changes. I said, well, y'all can talk to Coach Elder about that. And he was like, who is that? He said, is that the guy that looked like Suge Knight? Well, if everybody out there know who Suge Knight is, you know what Coach Elder looked like. So,
quick word on Greg Ward, former JT quarterback, got his first start for University of Houston Saturday at Memphis, got the win.
Man, I was glued to that TV from the first quarter all the way to fourth quarter. Very proud of that young man doing what he's doing, getting the opportunity to do exactly what we knew he could do here at John Tyler, which is play quarterback. And now not only is the nation paying attention to it, but University of Houston has paid attention to it.
All right, go get this win this week.
Most definitely.
All right, the Lions again. It's Lions against Lions. It's JT at Ennis, 7:30 Friday night on the road at Ennis. The Lions certainly deserve, the JT Lions certainly deserve and need your support in Ennis. For Coach Holmes, I'm Bill Coates. Thanks for joining us.